Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to you from wherever you're watching from and whatever the time is there. My name is Annabelle Benson. I'm the general manager of Corinthia Villa Hotel and I am your Hospitality Edge coach. Hospitality Edge is basically a platform where we share ideas, skills, tips, just generally knowledge on how to navigate the hospitality industry. However, even if your industry doesn't fall under the hospitality industry, but you deal with guests, you deal with clients, you deal with customers, you deal with people, you deal with staff, I can assure you that, or you're a staff yourself, I can assure you that you benefit a lot from the tips that we share here. Today, we're dealing with emotional intelligence tips for hospitality staff. Emotional intelligence is one thing that has been under and overflowed at the same time. There needs to be some level of balance to this thing called emotional intelligence. I define emotional intelligence here as the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence your emotions and other people's emotions as well. So it's both your emotions you need to be intelligent about and another person's emotions at the same time. And as a hospitality staff, because we deal with a lot of guests, different human beings, different cultures, different temperaments, different characters, different problems, different everything, you need to master the art of emotional intelligence. So today I'll be sharing some tips to master the art of emotional intelligence so that you're not always running into trouble with your clients. You have to be smart about your feelings. You have to react intelligently. You have to manage your emotions because if your emotions are not managed intelligently, you keep running into problems with guests, you keep running into problems with clients, you keep running into problems with people generally. So you must master the art of emotional intelligence in handling people. The number one tip here is be self-aware. Be self-aware. You need to know how your mood. You need to know that your mood can affect your service. So at all times, as a hospitality staff, as a customer service person, someone that offers services to people, you need to be self-aware. Be aware of your mood at all times and try not to make that mood to affect your service. Basically, that's the number one tip. Be self-aware. The next tip is control your reactions. Control your reactions. It's easy to react wrongly. There's this system I always use. There's this secret I always use when it has to do with controlling my reactions. Sometimes I can be forced to react, because react on the spur of the moment. But when I do not want to react on the spur of the moment, when something happens, I count to five under my breath, slowly. One, two, three, four, five. And I'm able to stay calm and not react the way I should ordinarily have reacted to that situation. So the next point is control your reactions. Ensure you stay calm under under pressure, no matter the kind of pressure it is. Most of us act on the spur of the moment. It happens. I act on the spur of the moment sometimes. I'm just teaching that for emotional intelligence, you must learn to control your reactions. How you react to how people talk to you, how you react to what people do to you, how you react to situations is very important. The next tip here is learn to show empathy. It's part of emotional intelligence because remember, this is controlling both your emotions and another person's emotions. So show empathy. Listen carefully. Tend to put yourself in the guest's shoes. I always say that in my previous video, I've said it. When you're dealing with a guest, don't just look at this person as a troublesome guest. Also look at this guest like, what if there was one in this situation? What if I was one that went to a hotel and I'm in this situation? Or went to a particular place for a particular service and I'm in this situation? So show empathy. It goes a long way in managing your emotions. The next point is learn to read the non-verbal communication. That's non-verbal cues. Read it. Body language and tone is usually from you, and it should be so for everybody, is louder than words. Is louder than words. So you need to learn to read it. Read yours and read that of the person you're dealing with. Remember that we said that the emotional intelligence here is both for yourself and for the guests. We're managing it both for yourself and for the guest. So learn to read non-verbal communication, non-verbal cues, how the person is talking, how the person is not talking, what the person is not saying, how the person's body is moving, the person's tone. Learn to read those things. The next point is stay positive at all times. There's this secret I always tell people about answering a call, right? If you answer a call smiling, it shows. If you answer a call frowning, it also shows as well. I'm telling you, try it. So you need to stay positive at all times because a cheerful attitude eases tension, easy situations. It makes guests feel welcome generally, even in answering a call. Stay positive, have a positive mindset. In previous videos, I have shared the power of staying positive, the power of staying grateful, the power of staying happy. It helps a lot in handling your emotions. The next point here is learn to adapt quickly. Learn to adapt quickly. A cheerful guest will go a long way in ensuring return business, right? So learn to adapt quickly. Remember that everybody is different. So you need to adjust your approach to meet each person rather. You can't just say, oh, this is how I am, and I make everybody happy. Some people might not be happy with that smile that you're smiling with them. That's not what they want. Don't smile with me, give me my services. There's some people want you to be smiling with them, and then that's the day you decide to frown. So learn to adapt quickly to different emotions. Use different approaches to deal with different people. The next point is communicate clearly and kindly. Always use polite tones. Always use warm tones. Always use respectful gestures. Yes, very, very important. Be polite in your speaking. Use kind words, use kind gestures, and respectful gestures as well. Communicate clearly and kindly. The next point is manage your stress gracefully. Some of us know how to wear stress on our face. And like I said in previous videos, and I always say that the hospitality industry is one place that stress can burden down on you if you're not careful. Because, okay, my previous video I shared stress management tips. So I know that that's one place where stress dwells. You need to learn to manage stress gracefully. They don't your customer does not need to know that you're under stress. Your guest does not need to know that you're stressed. Your guest does not need to know that you're even under pressure. Put on a smile as you go through it. You can take a breather, but let your guest not see you taking a breather. The next point is build relationships. How do you build relationships with your guests? I'm not saying you should get overly personal with them, and some of us know how to get really, really personal, even start asking them for money and all of that. No, that's not what Annabelle Benson is saying. What I'm saying is remember their simple details about them, their names, their preferences, little things about them, their children. Those things make them feel valued. Build relationships with them. Some people will come back to your hotel or to your organization because they feel this sense of belonging. They feel that we are one family. So build relationship with them. The final point I'm going to share for today, for the sake of time, even though I have about 20 points for emotional intelligence tips, but today I'm going to end with work well with your colleagues. Yes, it's also part of emotional intelligence. Work well with your colleagues. Teamwork makes the work easy. Teamwork makes the work easy. Emotional awareness keeps service very smooth. Everybody is different, right? And you have that at the back of your mind to go a long way in determining how you deal with people. Everybody is different. Everybody. See, go and read about the four different temperaments. Then go and read about the different ways people behave in the workplace. Go and read about that too. Everybody is different. So you cannot apply the same thing you apply to Mr. Monso, to Mr. Chenasa, to Mrs. Chika, to Mrs. Chioma, to Annabelle, to anybody. Everybody is different. So you need to learn to manage everybody effectively. With these few points of mine, I believe and I hope that I've been able to share some things that you would need in handling your emotions in the workplace. The topic for today is emotional intelligence tips for hospitality staff. In the next video, we're going to share the remaining 10 tips, and I hope you're learning, unlearning, and relearning from all that we share here. Till we see you next time. Bye.